This is Anthony McCormack. Guess you're watching this video because you've got some interest in the recruitment industry, potentially a career in the recruitment industry. So this video was produced initially as a guide for the Lighthouse Partnership Schools Academy and Chew Valley School specifically. That's Southwest UK, but it could definitely be relevant and should be of interest to schools, colleges and university students and career services. So why recruitment? I guess is the best place to start. Used to be kind of known as a hidden gem career, really, and I suppose it's less hidden now. There's dragons like James Kahn that are entrepreneurs from the recruitment industry. There's been I know more than one of Alan Sugar's apprentices have been recruiters, and it wasn't a well-known career path when I went into the recruitment industry 20 years ago. I'm the MD of Macstaff now, my own independent specialist technical recruitment company, and I've kind of cut my teeth with generalist and went on to specialist recruitment organisations as a consultant manager and director in the UK and internationally. So I'm going to share some of my own insights on the basis of experience, and then signpost you to other good sources of information as well. So why recruitment? Well, you can earn a lot of money, and that point one used to be it. It was like, where do I sign when that was put to me? But there's a lot more kind of discernment about careers now, and quite rightly so. So you also might want to consider the opportunities for professional development. Obviously, it needs to be within a larger recruitment company if you're going to progress upwards to manager and director and regional roles and whatever. You also might want to consider the work itself, and I'd definitely argue it's meaningful work. The company that I used to work for would say that the right job can transform somebody's life, and the right person can transform a business. So that's important stuff. You can be proud of that work and definitely come away with a feeling of accomplishment and worth in your career. And the work itself as well, definitely challenging, certainly varies, doing a bit of everything in a way, running your own business, if you like, within a business. So sales, marketing, HR, recruitment, legal, contractual, commercial aspects, it's all kind of part and parcel. But definitely recruitment's not for everybody. So why not recruitment? Potentially, if you're kind of phased by going into what is essentially a sales job, it might not be the right choice if you're not selling jobs to candidates. You're selling candidates to jobs. So there's that aspect to it. It's very target driven. And it can be definitely hard work and tough, but rewarding work. It tends to burn people out. In my experience, there's a lot of people who will be a recruiter for 1, 2, 5 years, but 20 years like myself, that's kind of an anomaly, really. Also thinking then about what kind of jobs that you'd specifically be doing. The traditional model, if you like, is the 360 recruiter, as in full cycle, and that would include account management, new business development like /sales, and resourcing and acting as the coordinator, through job candidate submissions and recruitment process, and closing offers and getting people started and things like that. So that's your 360 role, but quite often in larger companies or as a training program, you'll be doing kind of just one component part of that. So you might start as a resourcer, get promoted into the full recruitment consultant role, or kind of separate path really is where you're essentially a sales guy. It could be tele sales or office based, or it could be field based. What qualifications do you need is another question. There's no kind of mandatory ones, but I would say it's normal if you're entering at apprentice level to be, sixth form leaver, with A levels or equivalent. You can come into the industry from another kind of sales position. If you've got a few years experience there, that might transfer into recruitment. I guess more typically would be if you're a degree leaver, with a decent, ideally commercial degree from a university, and then the recruitment companies would typically prefer somebody with some employment background, just to make them more of a safe bet. So thinking then on to what kind of companies and what kind of employers you could look at and are available. And there's many different sizes and types of recruitment companies, from large generalist ones like Manpower, from large specialist ones like Hayes PLC that I used to work for, and then smaller either generalist or specialist firms like Macstaff, which is my independent near Bristol. There's different types of recruitment company by specialism. So some will be IT recruitment companies, some will specialize in manufacturing or whatever. There's other niche ones which are doing really well these days as well, such as Offploy is a company that just recruits and places ex-offenders. There's FRS, like Forces Recruitment Services, which just places candidates out of the ex-military. So I kind of like those, and yeah, you want to find one that's the right fit for you. And on a related note, if you're looking for a cultural or values fit, then obviously you're going to want to do your research, and you could look at Glassdoor, or read their websites and see what the companies say about themselves and their values, and things like social responsibility and sustainability tend to be a factor that discerning kind of graduates want to consider these days. So buyer beware. Do have a look into things. Next could be what kind of governing bodies there are in the recruitment industry. So myself and Macstaff are a member of the two major ones. That would be the REC, which stands for the Recruitment and Employment Confederation, and APSCO, which stands for the Association of Professional Staffing Companies. So you can log in there and definitely find out some more about the industry and potential careers paths within it. In terms of who else you can look at, what influencers are around in the industry. One of the big guys I would say is Greg Savage from down in Australia, author of The Savage Truth. He's got some good online, seminars and training and information from his 40 years in the recruitment industry. I don't know whether I can do 40. And some trainers, UK well-known trainers, Alex Moyle from Alex Moyle. He's the recruiting Jim. Yeah, sorry, my bad. And Jeremy Snell, who runs Zero Entropy Networks, another great trainer. James Osborne is a very well-known guy in the UK recruitment industry and runs the Recruitment Network, TRN. So, we'll provide you details here on those 3 or 4 influencers. So if you think in recruitment, you've maybe not noted down a few of those things, but you're wondering, what to do next. Fire up some job boards, perhaps, and look at what companies are advertising jobs in recruitment, but what companies are advertising, or what agencies are advertising jobs, and what kind of jobs overall, and you'll start to see patterns of the recruitment companies that are dealing with the kind of sectors that might be of interest for yourself. So Reed would be one of the large job boards, CV Library, Total Jobs, Job Site, Indeed, get on LinkedIn, especially if you're in recruitment industry search mode. That's our primary tool. So get yourself a good professional profile set up. You can speak to somebody in the industry, like myself. I'll provide coordinates where you see this video, but other trusted advisors that are kind of local to you, consultants that have succeeded or otherwise in recruitment can certainly pass on some learns. For job search in general, including trying to get positions in the recruitment industry, my book is Job Search, Job Done. So that's available on Amazon. I think it's like $7.95 for paperback and $3.95 for ebook, something like that. I wish you good luck with your search. I'm biased, but I love the recruitment industry. It's definitely an opportunity to be entrepreneurial, as I said at the beginning, make a decent amount of money and have a varied, challenging, rewarding career path. So good luck with things, and speak to you soon.